Not even a week since OpenAI's board ousted Sam Altman. He is now returning as CEO, and many of them are ousted. OpenAI posting on X overnight that they reached an agreement for Altman to return and are adding two new faces to the board, one of whom is Larry Summers. Minutes later, Sam Altman wrote he is looking forward to returning and building a partnership with Microsoft. Shares of Microsoft are higher today, up more than 1%. But does this recent drama now leave OpenAI vulnerable for other companies to strike? Let's ask Alex Kantrowitz. He's founder of Big Technology and a CNBC contributor. Alex, welcome. This was, let's remember, a broken board situation, a broken leadership, perhaps you could call it, but not a broken product. Is it broken now?
No, the product still works just as well as it did previously. But what this has done is it's opened up the door for competitors to OpenAI, companies like Anthropic, Google, Amazon, to go to the customers that were working with OpenAI and say very simply, you bet your entire company's AI strategy, or maybe your entire company, on working with this one company. And was that really a great idea? I mean, look, it could evaporate in a minute. Why didn't you build your products in a way that you could easily substitute us in for OpenAI? And by the way, give us some time and we'll explain why our alternative is a compelling alternative that you might want to sub in for OpenAI. So this is basically going to open up the floodgates of competition to this company, even though things are back to quote unquote normal today.
If we thought they were really about to lose a step here competitively, don't you think Microsoft shares would be lower?
Yeah, I think it's, Microsoft shares shouldn't be riding high on this moment. I mean, this is one of the crown jewels of Microsoft's strategy. They're all about AI, and OpenAI was basically the force behind that. And so for anyone saying that this is a huge victory and they're not going to lose a step, I think that is misguided. I think that this will be a competitive challenge for Microsoft.
Let's talk about kind of what that looks like longer term. So let's say I'm a corporate client and I'm using, you have to remind me exactly how it works these days. You pay maybe for the pro version of ChatGPT or something like that. Why might I look around? What are my true other options if I wanted a very similar replacement product, if I wanted to quickly kind of transfer my workload from today to my workload tomorrow on a different platform?
Exactly. So ChatGPT has always been the demo, the thing that OpenAI put out into the public to show what its technology is capable of. And what companies have done now is they've built on top of the underlying technology that's underneath ChatGPT, this model called GPT-4. And Microsoft, in its last earnings results, said that they went in one quarter from 11,000 people using its OpenAI service to 18,000 enterprise customers, really. And so what these companies are doing is they're using this AI technology to build functionality inside their companies, their own personalized chatbots, their own document search and retrieval products. And so basically what happens now is you start to evaluate, you say, should I have bet, so much on OpenAI using that technology? Can I create a situation where instead of OpenAI, maybe I can use an Anthropic, which has been invested to the tune of billions by Amazon and Google, or some other company, Inflection AI, which is founded by the Google Brain co-founder, this week said they have a new large language model out on the market. The thing is that all this technology was built on top of a discovery that Google made. Yeah. A lot of the underlying models are out there in public, and everybody's building on top of it. Yeah. So we were already going to see a more intense competitive environment, and this is just going to accelerate it.
So final question, and maybe the most important one, is there was no mention that I saw of OpenAI's corporate structure changing, and it probably doesn't make sense to leave it as a 501c3. Maybe can they change that to a more traditional structure with fiduciary responsibilities, to shareholders and all the rest of it? And what about the board? They got rid of a couple of old faces. They've brought in a couple of new ones. Microsoft is still not one of those board members, though, are they?
Yeah, it was astonishing to me to see that at the end of all of this, Microsoft left the room without a board seat. Now, from my understanding, the board members that are there right now are tasked effectively with filling out this board to about 9 members or up to 9 members. So maybe Microsoft makes its way with 1 or 2 seats at a certain point, and that will give them enough control where, maybe it won't matter whether it's a 501c3 or a for-profit. I do think that it will probably continue under this nonprofit structure. That's how it was founded, but it's just going to have much more corporate control from Microsoft and others.